Hello everybody, my name is Miss Amy. I am one of the art instructors here at the Riverside Art Museum, and today we're going to go ahead and we're going to be making a butterfly garden with oil pastels. Alrighty, for this project we will need a glue stick, a wide variety of colored oil pastels, 12 by 18 white paper, and 2 by 2 construction paper. It could be any color or white 2 by 2 paper, so you can have that to color as well. Alrighty, so here I have different oil pastels, but I'm going to get started with my brown oil pastel. And on my big tall paper, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to draw a line right towards the bottom of my paper with the brown, just like so. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep using my brown and I'm going to fill it in. Alrighty, I'm all done filling it in. I like to color it in lightly just so it looks more like dirt. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap my brown for a green oil pastel, and I'm going to be drawing some stems. Butterflies love flowers, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw a couple of flowers. So I'm just going to draw a couple stems. They're going to vary in size, going in different directions, just like so. And then I'm also going to add leaves. Caterpillars love to eat leaves, so we want to make sure that there are some leaves on our flowers so they have something to snack on. Alrighty. So usually for flowers, we need to have some roots that help them stand up straight. So I'm just going to grab my black and draw little squiggles in the dirt. Kind of looks like lightning bolts. Just like that. Now for flowers, they need three things. They need soil, water, and sunlight. So we have our soil. Now we need to go ahead and add water. So I'm going to grab my blue, and I'm just going to draw a blue line on top of my dirt. There we go. So we have the two things that our flowers needs. Now for our flowers, we can do different variations of those. For example, for a rose, I like to grab my red, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little swirl on one of my stems. And it should kind of look like a lollipop. So this is like the easiest way to draw a flower. And I'm going to very lightly fill it in with my red oil pastel. We're going to fill it in lightly just so we don't lose that little swirly line in the center. But if you want, you can always push down a little bit harder to make it a little bit darker. There's my first flower. Now we all know this one. It's kind of almost like a dandelion. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to grab yellow. I'm going to draw and fill in a little circle. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a pink oil pastel, and I'm going to draw 5 little petals. Just like that. Once again, I'm going to very lightly fill it in, just so I don't lose those lines. Alrighty, there we go. And then for my last flower, I'm going to maybe draw a tulip, and I'm going to be using orange. I like to create an egg shape. And then in that egg, I like to draw some curved lines, almost like the letter Y is in the middle. And then finally, once again, very lightly fill it in. There we go. And once again, our flowers need soil, water, and sunlight. So if you want, you can always draw a sun in the corner of your paper. Just like so. Alrighty. So now that we have our little garden, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab these little square pieces of construction paper. It could be any color, even white, but I have orange, and they're about 2 inches big. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from a square to a diamond, and I'm going to fold them in half. I'm going to do 3. Alrighty. Now that I have my little squares or diamonds folded in half, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my black oil pastel and I'm going to draw the parts of my butterfly. They all have a head and a thorax, even an abdomen, but in this case, we'll just draw a line. I'm going to draw a circle at the top corner, and then right where the fold is at, I'm going to follow that. And I'm going to draw its body. I'll worry about the antennas a little bit later. From here, you can add patterns to your butterfly. You can swap different colors, or you can just use black and have a monarch butterfly. I'm going to keep a monarch butterfly. Add patterns or shapes. Just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and do it to the other two. Alrighty, now I have all three of my butterfly wings decorated. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my picture once again, and I'm going to grab a glue stick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now stick my butterflies in the butterfly garden. I like to fold my paper back in half, and then I like to just glide it across my glue stick, just so the glue is now on the folded part. And then from there, you can stick your butterflies anywhere on your paper. Butterflies like to drink the nectar from the flowers. They also have no problem having puddle parties in the water, so you can always have them in the water if you want, or you can have them flying around in the sky. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my first butterfly on my paper, and I like to push it along the body and the fold of it, just so the wings still stay up. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other two. Alrighty, here we have our butterflies so far, but remember we always need to add antennas to the butterflies, so I'm going to grab my black oil pastel one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to draw two lines for the antennas on all three of my butterflies. Alrighty, and then there we go, we have our beautiful little butterfly garden, perfect for spring and summertime. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Just a little reminder, summer is around the corner. Go ahead and start signing your kids up for summer classes here at the Riverside Art Museum. Classes start June 2nd.